All right. Live stream is going. We got that. Let's start this. Cut this off so I'm not echoing in the back. All righty. All right, I think I got it right. All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world today. Thank you, God, for a lovely weekend, right? And we're here for Wealth Talk, and I apologize for my tardiness. We had to switch locations. So I'm just going to get started because it is the kids' weekend, and they're allowing me this grace. As you see, it's kind of quiet right now. So we're going to take advantage of that. So I can speak to you all. All right, we're still in Powernomics. We're in chapter 3, and we're wrapping up from yesterday, protecting the hood. All right, language is an index of culture. It is routinely used by immigrant groups to mark and close their communities. Language is a unifying element, and it allows native speakers to do business within a community while limiting others. It brings status and importance to the people. Culture in the community. Visitors to Chinatown, Koreatown, Little Synagogue, or any other culturally strong communities might feel some discomfort because they do not speak the language. Others often feel resentful because they feel this is America and everyone should speak English. The national language. Public laws in some cities, such as Miami, require that all public announcements be in both English and Spanish. Most of the public notices, business signs, newspapers, and advertisements are in Spanish. Immigrant enclaves, like the Hispanic and Asian communities of today, are very much aware that they are making and closing their communities. Cubans are an example of a group that use language to mark and close their community and to gain competitive advantages. The first major influx of Cubans began to arrive in this country in the late 1960s. They soon acquired major control of both the private and public sectors of Dade County in Miami, Florida. And one of their first acts of power, they enacted a city's ordinance that declared Miami a bilingual city. Non-Spanish speaking people had to learn Spanish to interact with Cuban communities. Millions of dollars are now earmarked to print public information in both English and Spanish. Even the Miami Herald publishes a daily newspaper that is primarily bilingual. Most businesses and public jobs require a facility with Spanish. Blacks who previously held most of the hotel and lower level city jobs were fired because they did not speak Spanish. Cubans and others demanded bilingual education classes for all students while using the Spanish language to mark and close their communities. Since Blacks do not have an official language, they cannot use language to mark and close their communities to competing groups. The language disadvantages of Blacks was revealed in the Ebonics issue of Oakland, California, toward the end of the 1990s. The local school board had requested federal bilingual funds to teach English to Black children who spoke Ebonics. Not only were they turned down at the federal level, they incurred the wrath of many Blacks and Black leaders who saw no value in recognizing Black language. The Oakland debacle illustrates the bigger problem Blacks face. If they had maintained their communities, built a business structure that provided their people jobs and wealth building opportunities, their children could have had the same advantages accorded ethnic immigrants. Yes, darling, I'm live. Can I call you right back? Can I call you right back? I'm live. All right, bye. All right, sorry about that, guys. Where was I at? Okay, they could have remained in their communities for the rest of their lives. Yes. All right, for the rest of their lives. Speaking Ebonics or any other language of their choosing. Instead, Black children are required to meet the language standards of immigrant communities because they are the largest, if not the only group of Americans who regularly abandon their own people and communities to live with other groups in their communities. Black communities are vulnerable and unmarked. They do not have gates, signs, or other markers or barriers. They are wide open to transit traffic and activities from outsiders. Open Black communities are prime targets for those who wish to exploit Blacks economically and politically. Unclosed Black communities are vulnerable to toxic waste and illegal activities such as drugs, prostitution, fencing, and gambling. The Black residents are not sufficiently organized to deal with these illegal activities, which are typically controlled by power forces outside of Black communities. Open communities cannot control the goods and services within them. Competing groups can either confiscate and exploit the host community. They can control Black politicians, start competitive businesses that drain off capital, sell inferior products, or commit acts that are injurious to the local residents. A residential neighborhood cannot protect or sustain itself until it becomes a functional community. Levels of functional community. Once we have put together the elements for a functional community, an independent economy, a code of conduct, and a form of government, our team now has a foundation from which to compete politically and economically. We become more familiar with each other and can rally around our collective needs, experiences, and goals. We can now begin to move our communities to higher levels of functioning as illustrated in Figure 10 below. Our paradigm of vertical integration can be applied to community development. Vertical community development establishes a common sense of direction, authority, and a collective interest. Members of the community live by a code of conduct based upon principles that dictate how they relate to, care for, respect, and support each other. Once people have confidence that others in the community can be relied upon to help and support them, a sense of mutual trust evolves and cooperation can follow. Humans cooperate with people they have learned to trust. Once people are cooperating, they then have the capability to hold members of the group accountable for their behavior. All members of a community cannot be relied upon to live by a code of conduct alone. Some will undermine and sell out the community. They will not contribute to its collective development or support Blackness. A functional community must have a means to protect itself and to hold its members accountable. Other groups have always had formal and informal mechanisms to reward or punish members of the group who intentionally engage in behavior that is inappropriate and injurious to the community. Black America must have some institutional community organizations that will hold members accountable to the code of conduct. With the community developing trust, cooperation, and accountability, as indicated in Figure 10. Black people will be able to function as a competitive team in the marketplace. Conclusion. The success of our national empowerment plan to a greater degree depends upon our ability to build, mark, close physical communities, and develop mindsets that connect us to one another. Integration destroys communities. It does not build them. Community building is organized around people with common goals who appreciate and recognize each member's contribution to the overall group goals. A competitive community is one that operates among competitive advantages. Within our national network, we must build competitive communities that contain social, political, economic, religious, educational, and geographical assets that act as foundations of power, communities, and reciprocities for Black assets. The Powernomics National Plan offers research and strategies to build functional communities, but the work of implementing the strategies is necessarily a local function. Some neighborhoods will be able to use out-of-the-box thinking and mobilize for change. Others will talk about what they should do and not progress much beyond discussion. Some neighborhoods and communities will never even get to the discussion stage. Each Black neighborhood should articulate a common set of beliefs and values regarding talking business, risk, making a commitment to savings and investments, striving to achieve uniformly high educational standards, abiding by a code of personal and group conduct, and supporting a trust system, a team spirit, ethos, and group self-interest. The primary obligation of a community is to equip its members to live and compete successfully in the domestic and global society of today and tomorrow. Those community members who are able to make this work will become the new Black leaders because they will know how to apply the Powernomics vision in order to achieve Black empowerment. So that concludes chapter 3. And we were in the other book yesterday for the 12 Universal Laws of Success, right, by Herbert Harris, sorry. And we left off at the 9 steps method to make a success plan. So I will review them and we'll go into writing your success plan. So the 9-step method to make a success plan was 1, you purchase a daily planner. Live by the book. Your planner should be the official daily record of your journey on the path, your success. Write your vision, goals, and target dates in your planner. List the actions necessary to accomplish your goals and when they must be performed. 4, write out a brief but complete narrative statement of how you intend to achieve your goals. This is your success plan. Writing your success plan. Yes, baby. Mama. Yes. Can my mom finish? I'm almost done. Okay. All right. Thank you, handsome guy. You're the bestest. I must accomplish the following goals. And then you list your goals. B, in order to accomplish your goals, you must do the following. So you have to have actions and a by date. Okay, you can take that. And a by date. So the most important thing that must be done to accomplish your goals is to establish goals number 1 and its action plan, goal number 2 and its action plan. And then you put the order of importance and executing the actions for action number 1, first on the date by that you place, then by executing action 2, and then second on the date that you set for that one. E says the tools, materials, resources, or supplies I will need to accomplish my goals are, and you write them down. Then there's the necessary tools, materials, resources, and supplies will be obtained in the following manner. So you write them down and you put your dates as to when you want to achieve them by. 5 says revise, study, digest, and memorize your success plan statement. 6 says start right away, doing the most important things first, then proceeding to lesser important ones. Okay, and one more minute. I got one more page, okay? One more page and then I'll be done. 7, develop a daily timetable showing all actions to be performed and the dates they must be done. 8, plan all actions that must be performed each day. If you fail to perform an action on the day scheduled, move it over to the next day. Merge it in with the actions to be performed that day in accord with its priority with respect to the actions already scheduled for the day, for that day. Stop it, Steve. Stop. Stop. Don't tell me that, but I tell you, no talking back. All right, what else? Yeah, that's so it says if you fail to perform an action on that day, schedule, move it over to the next day. Merge it in with the actions to be performed that day in accordance with its priority with respect to the actions already scheduled for that day. 9, monitor your efforts closely and evaluate your results. Concentrate on your plan of action. Act on it. Follow your timetable. Do not think that only you can perform the actions in your plan. Have other people do things for you. Do not spend.
No, that's Daddy's house.
Yes.
That's Daddy's house.
Yes, it's Daddy's house. Do not spend dollar time on penny jobs. Do all of the important things first and plan to succeed. Achieving your goals. Successful living depends on your ability to identify what you want, your vision for yourself, and then go after it. Once you determine your life vision and your long-range goals, you can set annual, monthly, weekly, and daily goals, which will lead you to your long-range goals. So that's where we're going to end for this evening, and then we'll come back tomorrow when it's a little bit less, I don't know what to say. It won't be as any distractions, but I want to thank you for allowing me to come and disrupt your evening every evening. Can you believe we're on, what day is this? I think this is day 67. I think it is, because today's what, the 21st? So it may be day 67. So into the 88 days. And remember, we said it takes 90 days to change your life, right? So there's a lot of good things going on today. We have the Unbreakable Challenge. Then we have Tony Robbins challenge that's coming up. I forget the name. Lord, forgive me for charge the brain and not the heart. There's so much going on. And if you sat in on the Women's Unbreakable webinar this afternoon, you already know that you're planning to expedite and set yourself in position so that you can win in 2023. And we're 67 days in to 2023. You got this. You are a winner from the time that you were conceived in your mother's womb, and you are born with all that you need inside of you. Go after your dreams, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let nothing deter you. Life is going to happen on life terms, but that should not Don't allow that to lose sight for what it is you're going after or the person that you are becoming. Because the person you're being right now is leading you to the person that you're becoming. So do it with confidence, do it with excitement and enthusiasm. Every day ain't going to be a motivating day, but once you get up and you just do what you plan to set your whatever, once you get up and you complete what it is that you set out to do, you'll be surprised at how relieved you will feel and how energetic it is for you once you accomplish that one task that you needed to do that day, and it leads right into the next task and the next. So you have the ability, and you can become anything and anyone that you want to be. God created you specially, unique. You are the gift. So with that being said, continue enjoying your weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you, and I'm going to go spend some time with these grandbabies a little bit more while I have them. So say goodbye to, I'm saying goodbye to the Facebook groups. See you guys later. Okay, I'll put Emma. This is the wrong remote, hun. I need the other remote. Okay, bye guys. Thank you so much. I need the other remote. You got to get the.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You say thank you so much to the people.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so
And
much.
thank you. Thank you so much for being a good boy. Thank you, YouTube. I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful weekend. Now, how do we? Yes, we say thank you to YouTube.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you, baby. You are so welcome. I love you.